Hey y'all. So it's been a minute and it's been wow. But I'm here. I'm sticking with it. I'm trying to. Um but I was just sitting here. I actually just got off of my class, and it was actually asynchronous tonight because typically we meet in person. I'm in graduate school for a principal's apprenticeship program. I work in education. I'm an administrator in education right now, and working my way up to principalship. But I wanted to jump on because it's just sitting on me. It's just so heavy on me. I'm sitting here so frustrated, almost to the point of tears. Um, where originally I wanted to talk about like starting before you feel ready. Like I've been praying to God about giving me content. That's why I haven't been on or I haven't posted in a minute. I have some content that I prepared, but I mean, like I said in my first video, or maybe the second one, I really want to be led by God where this is concerned, right? But yeah, so I had plans of, a whole little series about starting before you feel ready and those types of things. But the thing that's pressing upon me the most right now, especially with where I am in life, is how we've normalized being busy, right? Like, I am so overwhelmed right now. I am so overwhelmed. I do not feel like I am giving my best self to any of the things that I am currently involved in, from my career to, um, like I said before, I have my niece and my sorority, the organization I'm a part of. I have a side business that we actually just had a meeting, and we are discussing tabling some things, and just life, right? Like, just life. I feel like we've normalized, and I say we, and I because I guess it's just easy to pull people into your stuff with you. But I have normalized being busy, like just having things to do, and then feeling justified when, or validated, I should say, when I can check something off of my list, right? But when I reflect and I go back and I look at my list and I look at the item or the items that I'm checking off, um, I find myself asking, but did you give your best self to this thing? And I know I haven't, because I'm giving myself to 10 to 15 different things at one time. And I just genuinely do not believe that this is the life we were called to, right? Like, I think about, and my goal here in this space is to hopefully tie most of the things. I won't say everything. I try not to use absolute language, but most of the things that I talk about, even the fun stuff, even the silly stuff that will come hopefully later. It won't all be so so serious, or cynical. But just thinking through it, I want to be able to tie things to the Bible. I wanted to align biblically, right? And so I think about the way that God created everything, right? Like the creation. And he was very specific, right? He was very specific. There were not multiple themes of things. And when I say that, I mean day and night, right? They go together. But it wasn't day, night, animals, trees. This, like, he was very specific in the way that he was creating. And I think that is supposed to be the blueprint for us. And so I'm questioning myself, why have I taken this burden upon myself and thinking that I'm just supposed to be busy and applauding myself when I'm checking things off of my agenda or my checklist, but not doing it in a way that is to me satisfactory, right? And I don't know if it's an automatic tie, right? Like if I've conditioned myself as a black woman to automatically think that I have to be doing a million, because it's just our way, right? Like I have to be doing a million things at one time. Um and it honestly, like I feel like in conversation that I have with other women, and specifically black women, it is almost a validating point that we make, right? It's almost as if we feel like it comes along with being um a woman. And don't get me wrong, I understand. I really do want to be clear, because I'm trying to differentiate this within my own thinking. I wear many hats, right? Like I have different titles. I am a daughter, and I'm a sister, and I'm an aunt. But that goes back to my point. I'm an educator, right? Like just keeping with my, making sure I include my career, and I'm a soror, like I'm a sorority member. Um, but that kind of ties back to my point with God and creation, right? And how I feel like he laid the blueprint for us where creation is concerned. In my title as or when I wear my hat as a daughter, I'm not dealing in ways of sister, the way that I would deal with my sister, or the way I approach things as an aunt, or the way I approach things as a sorority member, or and so I want to differentiate that, right? Like, yes, we have these different titles, but that to me differs from juggling all of these different activities and these different tasks at one time. Because at some point, something falls, and I've watched jugglers juggle. When you lose track of something, in order to keep the other things going, you can't bend down and pick the one that fell. You can't pick it up, or else you lose it all, right? And so I think maybe God is leading me to start the discussion here, right? Start the series, blooming here, right? With again the planting and the sowing of the seed, in this cultivation state. Like, how am I allowing him to cultivate me when I can't even sit still before him for an extended amount of time without my mind roaming to at least 10 to 15 other things that I either need to get done, should get done, or two or three of those things I have gotten done, but again, I don't feel any sense of satisfaction from doing those things. And so I just I just want to pose that question, because it's something I don't have the answer to it yet. I don't know how to get out of this loop, right? I don't know how to jump, because the hardest thing about this is, what do you put down, right? Again, like I don't want anything to drop, in essence, but it's, how do I stop the juggling, right? Like, how do I stop myself with this loop that I'm currently in order to focus on the thing, or be in the space that I feel like God is right now calling me to be in. So yeah, I think I will pose the question. Drop it in the comments if you feeling it, if you are there, if you were there and you have a solution, or or prayers, how you've talked to God about this. And I know our conversations with God are all very unique and very personal, but just kind of giving a framework at least, right, for how to initiate the conversation, or some of the things to like sit before him. Because right now I'm just quiet, right? Like I find myself just quiet before God and asking the Holy Spirit to pour into me, and asking Jesus to intercede for me, right? To intercede on my behalf. But yeah, I think this is where we start. Like I literally, it is currently 8:52, and I was on. The class is 3 hours, right? So from 5 to 8, I was late logging on to class because I had something to do at work, and I don't like to leave things undone that I feel like I can finish. So, and I knew I was going to be late, and I knew that that was going to set me um set me even further into dysregulation, right? And then log on, and I'm being overwhelmed by the information and the content that's being thrown at me, because I don't feel like the information or the instruction is being disseminated effectively for me as the type of learner that I am. And then my niece comes home, and she which is a great thing, right? She runs track, and she has something to drop. And yeah, this is, and it's fair for her, right, to be able to share her things too. um but another thing to pick up, when I think I have a weekend to myself potentially. And when I say to myself, it's just what I want to do, right? If I want to reorganize my closet, I can do that. If I want to, just whatever I want to do. If I want to just lounge around and just watch few shows on the streaming apps, then I can do that. But that was just taken away because there's a track meet this weekend in another city. Um, and I'm not going to deny her that, right? She's putting in the work that's necessary to make these opportunities happen for her by the grace of God. And so I have to honor that, right? I have to honor it. But I said out loud, I'm so overwhelmed. I am so overwhelmed. So yeah. And then I get stuck in this place. This is just like a little like a little side note. I do have a drink every once, well, I shouldn't even say every once in a while. Most times I'll have a drink a night. It depends though. It really does depend. But there's no conviction for that yet for me. But don't let what I'm able to do and where there's no conviction for me affect, or don't let me transfer that onto anybody else, because that would never be my intent. I don't ever want to be a stumbling block for anybody. But where I become torn is in these spaces when I feel like this. Yes, a drink will relax me. I want to go take a nice soothing bath. I just ordered some more Dr. Teal's, my little Epsom salts, and it's the one with the sleep aid, and so I feel great after a nice relaxing hot bath, where I can sit with my glass of wine or my drink and just sit in the tub and just be, that's just the time for me. But where I become torn is I don't ever want to need a drink. I don't ever want to, I don't want that to be my language. I don't want that to be my thinking. It's something that I'm able to do. And if I chose to right now, if I needed to, I could walk away from it. So I don't want my point to this part of the story is, or this part of because I don't want to sound like I'm ranting. I don't want the things that I'm enjoying to become, again, that I can't enjoy those things because of all of the other things that's happening in my life, if that makes sense. So that's where I am. But Yeah, yeah. And I'm looking at something that I wrote down. I don't know if I've stated this before, but this is good. And that I know that came from the Holy Spirit. This is not me. That God said to surrender the root, not just the fruit, right? Gosh. So when I surrender what's been sown, I surrender what's been sown. I'm sorry, not the manifestation of what was sown. So surrendering the root of all of this instead of trying to give him the fruit from all of this. That's so good. And maybe that's it, right? Like maybe that's the space I need to be in. So sitting quietly before God is working, I guess, to an extent, right? As the Holy Spirit just gave me that. But yeah, but I think it still warrants a conversation. I think it does. I think it still does warrant some conversation. And I think good conversation. I think some good things can come of this. I think some healing can come from this. I think just having to acknowledge, and maybe that's what the next video could be about, just some bullet points, acknowledging the root of where this type of thinking comes from, and why it's so hard to let go of it. Like how much of our identity as women and as Black women is tied into doing and being everything for everybody, but having very little to have or be for yourself. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna stop there before I get in my own way of thinking and start spouting off my own stuff. So yeah, drop it in the comments where you are. And I don't want to limit this to just women. I'm naming women because the conversations that I'm having like this are typically with women. And I think, to be fair, it would be a great extension to the conversation is why, or how, or why and how we often overlook men in these areas. And if you are a man that sees it, you've seen it, and you disagree, and you have a specific way. And when I say disagree, you question it, right? Question, why are you doing so many things at one time? And you have some logic to add to that, to why you focus on 1 to 2 things at one time. Again, I think that would be a great extension to the conversation. So please don't hesitate to share. I want to hear it all. But yeah, so that's the bloom for the day. That's the bloom. And prayerfully, there is a great blossom that comes from this.